Hello, everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. I hope my voice is coming good and clear, and please share the link with your friends, and don't forget to download the video as soon as we finish. It takes a few time or a few minutes before, maybe 20 minutes before the video is processed by YouTube, depending on the length of the video. Today, our topic is about how Islam can lead you to believe that Jesus is God. Before we start, I would like to ask people not to send me silly emails in Patreon or different place about losing my patience and schooling me about how not to lose my temper. I mean, come and sit in my place and let us see how good you are. People, they are so good in making speeches. I stay here for many hours. I'm here. I'm struggling to explain an idea, and then one of you, he sent me an email schooling me about not to lose your temper. Please give me a break. And what temper? I speak to people for hours and hours and hours. Try to do it yourself. And that person mentioned something which is I find it very silly. If somebody love you, he will stay away from you. And she meant, I think, women. I'm not here for dating. Anyone he send me such an email, I will block you immediately. This is a warning for anyone who will send me such a stupid message. I'm here for a message and a mission. I'm not looking for your love. So people, I don't know what to say. Sometimes people are silly. Like, I'm here for a reason and they are for a different reason. Whoever those people are, you don't belong here. Go. We are here to speak about the truth. This is not about me. So I have to say that because I receive from time to time very silly emails and from very silly people. And I'm not, if you think I'm rude, this is who I am. Don't listen to me. Just go. Take your taxi, bus, just go. I mean, I'm rude. What I can do. What do you want me to say to you? You want me to take the microphone and saying to you, do you love me? Do you? I'm here to teach. And the second you start speaking about serious subject, serious words will come. The Lord, the Messiah himself, he entered the temple and he flipped the tables on those people who they are making just the yard, not inside the temple, in the yard. They made my father a house of bazaar, of market. I did not flip tables. And because we have jealousy for the Lord, we are passionate. This is not rude. This is passionate. We are warriors. There's a huge difference. You relax, go in the beach and really down and put some cream and have fun. Leave to us what is to us. Now the Muslims, they have thousands of articles. Actually, I was searching in Google before I start, Prophet Google, peace upon him, and I found this website here. This Muslim guy, he made a book. It's called and I find the name very funny, 99 reasons why Jesus is not God. The guy, he stopped with the 99. Like, you could not find one more to make it 100. That's it, 99. Allah have 99 names, Muhammad have 99 names, and Jesus have 99 reasons not to be God. I'm going to tell you 99 reasons why Jesus cannot be God. Sheikh Ahmad Muhammad Awal. For the sake of whoever, the shin of Allah, can't you find us one more reason to make it 100? I mean, come on. Like, what are you doing? Like what they do in the sales, they say to you, like, this is $99.99 to make us believe it's not 100. Now, come on, man. Obviously, you are making things up. Now, I found a website. Actually, we showed it before. This guy here, supposedly he is a Muslim convert. I feel sorry for him. He will leave Islam sooner or later. And this guy, they have in the Dean show, they have an interview, says 10 reasons Jesus cannot be God. Okay, what is the first reason? God cannot be born. Okay, hold on. God cannot be born. First of all, when we Christian, they say Jesus is born. And shouldn't we say, as Muslims, if we are Muslims, man cannot be born without father too? Like, are you speaking about the law of nature or the law of God, which you create by your own? You are the one who decide to God what he can be, what he cannot. How come? And as I know, man cannot be born without a father. So he cannot be God because he is born. But you cannot explain to us why he is born, but yet he have no father. What is the origin of this born or this birth? Where this birth is coming from? Isn't it the Quran in chapter 25 verse 52? It says وَجَعَلْنَاهُ نَسَبًا وَصِهْرًا, which means we made it from water by sexual relationship, by marriage, etc. relationship. Every human being after Adam, and Jesus came after Adam, supposedly, according to Quran. So this is a very false, stupid argument, because if God cannot be born, well, God cannot be God. I will explain it very simple. The second you say to God you cannot, it's the same second you say to him you cannot be God. Guys, do you see the word cannot? Do you see it? Or I am the one who is making it there? This is their title, right? Cannot. Okay, so why you call God Almighty? You just said he cannot. Do you see the contradiction and how silly the argument? Because either God he can, and we call him Almighty because he can. Why we call him Almighty? Because he have the might to do things. So the second you say God cannot be born, you just confirm that your God, Muslim God, is not God, because our God can be born, your God cannot. Are we listening? Are we listening, people? You see how simple to destroy their logic. Their logic is silly. It's like if somebody he ate too much beans and he have gas. And then he says here, there is no even enough evidence of textual evidence. What does that mean? So I'm going to use the Quran to show you the evidence that Jesus is God from the Quran. I mean, we have hundreds of verses. By the way, the Quran, all of it, is not even the index of the Bible. Do you know that, right? The Quran is a little tiny small book. Look, you know, they make the word big in Arabic to make it big in pages. But the fact, the Quran, you can print it all in like 40 pages. It's not even the index of the Bible. So in this a huge book, you could not find any evidence that the Bible says that Jesus is God. That is really funny. I mean, you should go to the circus, man. Actually, the Bible not only says that Jesus is God, Jesus, he confirmed by himself that he is the one who will be the judge in the judgment day and nobody else. You can go to book of John, you know, chapter 5. The Father, he don't judge the Son. That's what Jesus said. And not only that, I will show you where your prophet, he says that the Messiah will come down in the earth hakaman muqsitan, which means absolute just and justice. Let us continue with those. We will go over the Quran, but I'm going to review those reasoning so we can laugh together before we start. This is like hello, we are not starting yet. Then he says, no one has seen God. You know, sometimes like Islam make me angry, and you know, like, but Islam make me laugh very, from my heart, honestly. No one seen God, brother. Hey, no one see God. Okay, so, oh, but we saw Jesus, but we did not see God. Well, let me. I'm going to go back to this, because as I know, your prophet, he did not see God, but he saw something else. Uh, uh, you know, when the Muslim, they come with logic saying no one seeing God, no one seeing God as he is, because his glory is more than what we can handle. Our eyes, you know, you look at the sun, and it's just a planet, like a star created by God. If you look at the sun, and the sun is far away, for like a few seconds you will go blind, you cannot see no more. So imagine the glory of the Lord compared to the sun. So no one seeing God as he is, which means with his glory. This is why we Christians, the Bible says that God, he humbled himself, and he came in the image of a man. He came to us in the flesh of a man. And the Bible says that the Messiah is the visible image of the invisible God. He is the visible image of the invisible God. So your logic is very silly, but we would debunk that one still from Islamic resource or source. If we can call it source, I don't know what they call it. Always when Muslims, they make their logic, the logic is just to fit propaganda. It's not because it's a logic. Muslim Islam have no logic. Just to make it simple, when a Muslim, he speak to you to debate you about anything, have you ever seen a Muslim making fun of Christians believing that Mary, she was a virgin when she gave birth to Jesus? No. Okay, why? It's simple, not because it's logical. It's just because the Quran says so. As long as the Quran says so, no Muslim, he will make fun of it. Otherwise, imagine if the Quran never say that Mary, she gave birth and she is a virgin. The Muslims will be laughing at you, making fun of you, and they will add this as a one reason to make fun of you. But now this reason is no Muslim dare to say this is not true, just because it's in the Quran. So it's not because what is logical. Is it logical that there's a person who is born thousands of years after Adam, but he is, or he have no father, and his mother is a virgin? Is that logical? As long you are saying about what he can, what he cannot. As I know, you cannot be born of a virgin. As I know, you cannot be born without a father. As I know, you cannot be born without a sperm of a man and an egg of a woman. So what the Muslims do, when they want, you can, and when you want, they want, you cannot. That is hypocrisy. That is hypocrisy. Because if you want to practice a rule, this rule should apply on you too, not on the others only. We continue. This was not the belief of the early Christian. That is very silly. We have the early Christians, and you know, like who, like Paul is not from the early Christian. John is not from the early Christian. Mark, Luke. That is very silly and stupid. We have the 4 Gospels, and this is the early Christians. So this is a very false argument. Jesus ate and slept and prayed. You see, when somebody says to me that God, how God he eat, why he eat, you know, Jesus, he came in the flesh. He came in the as a perfect man, and I will show from the Muslims. Let's go first to the Quran here. And this is something the Muslim they learn from the Quran. The Quran have the same silly argument. And the Quran teach that the Christians believe that Jesus and Mary are the Trinity and Allah. Because obviously the one who made the Quran is not educated. He do not know really what he is talking about. In chapter 5 verse number 75, look what the Quran is saying. The Messiah Isa, there's no Jesus in the Quran, just take a note, this is a translation which is false. The son of Mary was no more than a messenger. Many were messengers that passed before him. This is a false translation. It doesn't say many, it says all messengers before him, they pass away. His mother, and between two bracket Mary, it doesn't say Mary, this is why it's between two bracket, was a righteous woman. This is what Siddiqa. I mean, this is silly translation. So why you put Siddiqa? I mean, how it is a translation and you use an Arabic word there? They just let it go. And then and it doesn't say they believe in the word of Allah. This is all. Let me change the translation. I mean, I don't know who is this translator. This guy, he ate too much beans. Let us see different one. I'm not going to keep like correcting every 2 seconds. All right. You see how the word change? Where she believe in whatever. What is that? Yeah. Okay. So the messengers that here the guy here, he lie again. He says many where messenger pass away. It doesn't say such a thing. It says all messengers before him, they pass away. And his mother was a woman of a truth. We will let it go. Both they ate their food. What? Both they ate their food. You will notice here Muhammad is inserting the name of Mary next to Jesus because the Quran, and the author of the Quran, is made by a silly, ignorant person who do not know that Mary is not part of the Trinity. This is why in different verses in the Quran, Allah he says supposedly, you know, did you say to your people to worship me and my mother instead of Allah? Did you say that? Jesus, he says to him supposedly, if I say that, you should know. Oh boy. So a very funny and very silly argument. If we go in the Quran and check the verses, we will find that, you know, there is a lot of flight of thoughts. Like, look here, this is the chapter 5, and this is the chapter of the where Jesus he did feed supposedly thousands of people, and Allah he sent 7 whales in 7 sandwiches, which is a hilarious story because we don't know where they come with the story. And the Muslim, they says we want a proof, we want reference, show us the manuscript. What is the manuscript of the 7 wheels? What is the manuscript you Muslims have about this? And look here in verse number 73, it says they do blasphemy who says Allah is one of 3. First, the Christian don't believe in Allah. Secondly, what do you mean one of 3? If we go in the Quran, you will see how the Quran contradicts itself because it's made by a person who is very ignorant. The Quran says that the Christians, they say that the Messiah is Allah. So where is the Trinity? chapter 5 verse number 17. It's blasphemy indeed are those who say that Allah is a Christ. Okay, hold on. Is Allah is a Christ, or Allah is one of the three and one of them is a Christ? Do you guys notice what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Who don't understand what I'm saying? You see the stupidity? Because in one verse he said that the Christian believe that Allah is one of the three. And who are the three? Mary, Isa, and Allah. But the same chapter, verse number 17, it says, it's a blasphemy indeed those who say that Allah is the Christ. Because if Allah is the Christ, that means there's no Trinity. Correct? So how the Quran says such a silly stuff? Obviously the one who is speaking there, he have no idea what he's talking about. Either the Christian believe in three persons and one of them is Allah as you claim, or the Christian they believe that the Messiah is the same person as Allah. And here right away you will notice, I like this guy who made this a drawing. Hold on, maybe I can put it in the screen. I don't know if it's going to appear. There's one of you who made drawing, but I don't think it appear in the, yeah, this, here we go. Mr. Salim, he made those I don't know if you see those things rounding like up and down, and do you see them, the signs next to before he laughed? I mean, this is exactly what's happening. Allah is up, Allah is down, Allah flipping, Allah playing gymnastic. Allah, he have no idea what he's saying. So Muslims who they are listening, is Allah, according to the Christians, he is the Messiah, or he is the second and there's third person? Who's a Muslim want to answer? And how in the world you have a God and you claim that he is God, but yet you do not know what the Christian Trinity is? To the point he think in the same chapter, I mean, we're stuck in the same chapter, that's it. Chapter 5 verse 116. Allah said to Isa, "Oh Isa, did you say to the men, worship me and my mother?" What? Huh? Some Muslim they might say to you, "Oh, the Catholic," that's a lie. The Catholic don't worship Mary. And some naive Christian they say to you, "Well, the Catholic they pray to Mary." The Catholic they pray to Mary to pray for them. They don't pray to her. I can say to you now, I pray that you pray for me. Pray, the word of prayer have a two meaning: a request from divine communication, or even I can ask somebody, like the word pray appear in the Bible in many places, not necessarily always praying to God. Like I pray you will be succeed. So like I really want you to be succeed. So here you will see Allah, he is saying something we cannot find in Christianity. We have three major, let us say, schools: Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox. None of them worship Mary, and none of them believe that Mary is divine. But Allah in the Quran, he have a different theory of the Trinity, that there is God, his name is Allah, and there is a God, his name is Isa, and there is a God, her name is Mary. How that happen? If the Quran is speaking about certain sect which was false Christians, that means the Quran is a stupid book, because you don't call the Christians saying that, and you don't call them Christians, or you don't call them Nasara as the Quran calling them, which is very funny name. Nasara, what Nasara? I am an Arabic Christian. We never heard of the word Nasara except from Islam. The same as we never heard of the word Isa except from Islam. Who is Isa? Me as an Arabic Christian, we say Yeshua. Hebrew, they say Yeshua. Where is Isa coming from? Nobody knows. So as you see here, the God of Islam himself is the founder of confusion, for he himself is confused. So how you can debunk us about who is Jesus if Allah himself could not find who is Jesus? Once he said that the Trinity for the Christian is Allah and Mary and Isa, and one he say that there's no Trinity in Christianity, because the Christian, they believe that the Messiah is Allah. This is what it says in front of you. Is Allah is one of the three according to the Christians? Or the Messiah is Allah according to the Christians? Any Muslim have an answer? Because there's a huge difference. And actually based on this, Allah cannot be God, because what kind of God? He do not know how to understand what the Christians believe. Have you ever heard of a God he is ignorant? Somebody said the Trinity is made by the church, nowhere to be found in the Bible. that's because you are I don't know what food you are eating, but maybe the food is affecting your brain. If you open the book of Genesis right away from the first verse, second verse, third verse, you will see that God, he created the world and his spirit was above the water. His what? His spirit. From the first two verses. So the Bible confirms from the first two verses that there's God and there's his spirit. We cannot find anywhere in the Bible where it says the Trinity. This is from the Old Testament. This is from the Old Testament, not from the New Testament. So it's it's a silly statement that says, brother, that says they created the Trinity. That says what a church. Somebody saying Christianity is cancer. Why are we the one is slaughtering in the name of Jesus? Takbir. Christians, they go #1 donors for a charity in the world are the Christians. Actually, the Red Cross is started and established by Christians. Millions of Muslims are being fed by Christians. While you Muslims now slaughtering each other in the north of Syria, the Christians is the only organization sending donations, even though it's not for Christians. Anyway, we go back to the topic. You can say whatever you want. We are laughing. So here we notice that the Muslims who they are talking about Jesus, they do not know yet who is Jesus. Allah himself is confused. So what about the followers? And when I say Allah, I mean Muhammad, because there's no Allah. This is a guy, his name is Muhammad. And just to show you how silly the author of the Quran is, let's read the verse after it. You will die laughing. The Jews and the Christian, they say we are the sons of Allah. Do you see it? Hey Muslim, do you see it? What the Jews and the Christian they say? You accuse the Christians saying that you Christians, you created this thing, the son of God, children of God. The Jews and the Christians, they say we are the sons of God. Here Allah, he insert himself, Muhammad, he replaced the word God with Allah, because this is his God, the moon God. And look at the logic. He says, well, if Allah is your father, how come he is punishing you? What? What? Do you see what? Do you see how silly this argument? What do you mean punishing us? Okay, I will use the same logic of Allah. If Allah is your God, why you have disasters in all Islamic countries, and why Muslims are crossing the seas to come to Europe? Is Allah punishing you because He don't love you? You see how silly this argument? The Christians, they have a better life, even in the Middle East. You see, in the Middle East where I live, a street where it is occupied by Christians, it is clean, it is unique, it is beautiful. You move just 1 kilometer away, go an Islamic area, and you will see what you will see. You will not believe it. It's like 2 different countries. So what are you talking about? Shall we compare between the Jews, what they have, and what the Muslims they have? If this is the scale that God He is punishing you, I don't see the Jews being punished. I see the Jewish, after all what happened to them, they are successful. Actually, one of the reasons the Jews they've been attacked because they are successful. Always when you are a minority and you are successful, the eyes know, like this guy is a stranger, this guy is a foreigner, this guy is a Jew. Like we are the majority. Let's say a majority, we are here like city, and we are Christians. So there's a Jewish guy, but he is successful. So what we could not find a weakness about him, he's a Jew. That is evil. The evil of me, because my jealousy is killing me. How this guy he became successful and I am not? So in order to put him down, I have to find a reason, and I say he's a Jew. That is evil's way of thinking. But the fact that Jews are already blessed, they are the most rich, they are the most intelligent. If you go right now and check how many scientists out of the Jews in the world today, he will not believe it. But they are a small tiny minority. Compare, they are not even the size of a street in China, all of them. So the argument of the author of the Quran is very silly and does not go up to the even level of somebody have high school. If you read with me the chapter of Al-Ma'idah, and this is supposedly a chapter about Jesus, you will see right away that the one who wrote the Quran, he have nothing to do with anything. Like he's talking about Jesus, he jumped talking about the Jews, and the verse after it, Allah he told Moses go and attack and take the city, or take this land, which is supposedly the Muslim today they call it Palestine. What does this have to do with this? What this here have to do with after? I was talking about Isa, I talk about Israel, then I switch talking about Isa, and then I switch back talking about Israel, and then I switch back to talk about Isa, and then I switch back to talk about Israel. I mean, what's wrong with you? What this topic here before have to do with the topic after? Nothing. Nothing. It's like a guy, he is drunk. So the most important for us now, that the founder of Islam did not, and he could not find really if Jesus is considered to be God in Christianity as the only God, or he is one of the three as a Trinity. This is number one. Number two, where is the proof of what Muhammad is saying? You see, in a blasphemy indeed those who say Allah is a Christ. I say actually this is true. The one who says Allah is a Christ is making a big mistake, because we don't believe in Allah anyway. And we as a Christian, we don't believe that the Son as a person, he is the same person as the Father. No, that's not what we believe. So what Allah is talking about? What this guy is talking about? Madness. This God, he need to go to school and he needs some education. And then if we go in the Quran, we will find something very funny. And the Muslims always, when they translate, they don't really give you an accurate translation for this verse. By the way, if you are a Muslim and you feel like you want to say something, feel free. You know, I like to hear you. All Muslims are welcome. All right. In chapter 2, verse 120, it says, never will the Jews and the Christians will be satisfied with thee unless you follow their religion. Anyone knows how many mistakes in this verse? How many? What is the first mistake? What is the first mistake? Who noticed the first mistake with me? Never will the Jews and the Christian be satisfied with thee unless you follow their religion. Anyone? You cannot follow the Jews. A Jew, you know what a Jew mean? I mean, obviously Allah, he do not know what he's talking about. To be a Jew, you have to be from them. Even the Quran keeps saying the children of Israel, the children of Israel, children of Israel. So how you can be from the children of Israel? Is that a religion we can convert to? When we say Jew, we are speaking about belief, and we speak about an ethnic group, not only a belief. So how you can be a Jew? That is stupid. Secondly, never the Jew, never the Christians will be satisfied unless you follow their religion. Okay, so who is this guy in the Muslim video here? Who is this Abdul here in the Muslim video? The Quran just stated that this guy, he was supposedly a Christian. He will never become a Muslim. He will never be satisfied with Islam unless you follow his religion. So how he became a Muslim? Do you understand what I'm saying? Muhammad, he made a false prophecy, stupid prophecy actually, claiming that the Christians and the Jews will never be satisfied with you unless you follow their belief, which means nobody will convert to Islam from the Jews, neither from the Christians. It's a false prophecy. False prophet bring always false prophecy. Muhammad in this statement here, he was giving up. Nobody want to believe in me. Actually, I can show you a hadith where it says if only 10 Jews believe in me, all the Jews will believe. Just 10. Muhammad could not even make 10 Jews believe in him. Do we have any Muslim have any comment before we continue? Anyone? We will go to different verse in the Quran, and I will find you something is really astonishing. And the Muslims, they hide the translation from you. You don't speak Arabic. In chapter 9, verse number 30, and as you see how the Quran, I mean, stories are scattered everywhere. It's like, you know, it's like somebody have a fan. He turned the fan, and he have like 1,000 paper in the front of the fan, and the fan spread the papers all over. and then he started collecting them and he made a book without looking what he is. This is exactly what happened. Why this verse is here? Why this verse is here? Many people do not know that there's many verses in the Quran are inserted in the wrong place. I will go to that. Just remind me after I finish this idea here. Look at the translation. It says they take their priest and their like bishops or a rabbi as their Lord in derogation to of Allah, and then they add there and Christ the son of Mary. Does it say that in Arabic? Let us read together slowly. I will put a line on anything which is not there. You see this between two brackets. This is not in the Quran, supposedly according to the translation. This is why it's between two brackets. They took their priests and their bishops as their lords instead of Allah. Okay. And Christ the son of Mary. Anyone understand what happened? They took who as God? They took their priests and their bishops as what? As gods. Instead of who? Allah and the Christ. I mean, that's genius. They took their priest. Listen carefully. There is who is instead of who? The priest and the rabbi instead of Allah and Christ. But they are ordered to worship only one God. Here it says but one Allah. It doesn't say that, by the way. It says one God. There's no Allah here. That's a false translation. Here this is false translation. It doesn't say one Allah. It says one God. So the Quran confirms that Jesus is God, Allah is God, and they are one God. If we read in Arabic to make it more accurate, اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا. They took their monks and their rabbis as lords, not as lords. من دون الله, instead of Allah and the Messiah. So what the right thing to do? You should take Allah and the Messiah as your one God. Those who take their bishop and their priest as gods, they are committing a big sin. And the verse in front of us, and we show it to you in Arabic, we show it to you in the Islamic translation. How Muhammad he made such a stupid mistake? The Muslims today, in order to explain that, they say to no, in Arabic we can delay a name to. That's not true. The Arabic is so clear. The second you say instead, that's mean whatever come after is what is instead. So this verse in chapter 9 verse number 31 confirm the belief of Muhammad in a certain time that Jesus was God. And I believe Muhammad he said that when he was married to Khadija. This is not in this chapter. You know, as I told you, the Quran is mixed up book. So yes, it's appear here in chapter 9 verse number 31, but there's no way this verse is made at that time. And let us prove that. I will give you a very simple example. All right. Chapter 5, verse number 3. This is one crazy verse. Destroy all of Islam together. How? It says, forbidden for you the following: dead meat, flesh of a swine, blah 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 blah. By the way, there is no explanation why. I mean, why? We don't know. I mean, it's forbidden for you. Not like in the Bible, it's explained why. No, it's forbidden. Muhammad obviously is trying to copy the Jews. It's forbidden for you what is forbidden by the Jews at that moment. And then look what he said, which I find it astonishing. This day I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and have chosen for you Islam as your religion. Anyone notice what the stupid thing here? Who noticed what is the stupid thing about this? Who wanna help me? You see, I'm asking those questions because I wanna be sure that you guys are awake and not like yawning, and you know, who wanna help me? I don't want to think alone. What is the problem here? Thank you, Andrew. See what Andrew he said? The Quran is 114 chapters, and this is a chapter number 5. So how today you completed Islam for us? Read carefully. This is not my translation. We can change the translator. This day have I perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and chosen for you Islam as your religion. Islam became complete this day. Okay, which day is that? Who is a Muslim when I tell me which day is that? This is chapter 5 in the Quran. Look what Muhammad he said. This verse was organized and put near the front. He just admitted that Muslims, they don't have a book. They play with it. They don't have the book as Allah he sent it to them. They claim that this is from God and nobody should touch the word of God. Look at the answer I will give you, Qasim. Isn't it the Quran says that يحرفون الكلم عن مواضعه? What is tahrif in Islam? Which means corruption. If you change the location of the words, not to add, read it carefully. Do you see it, guys? Among those who are Jews, there are some who displace the words from their right place. That is the corruption. That's what the verse is saying. If you displace the words of God from their place, you are a bad person and you are the enemy of Allah. Are we taking notes, people? Are you taking note, Mr. Muhammad Qasim? Everybody saw your text saying that Allah words, according to you, Muslim displace it and they put it in the front. Who are you to put it in the front? When the Quran says the one who changed the location of the words. Change in location of a verse is a change in location of the words. How you do that? And the Muslim, they say to us, the Quran is a preserved. So now we have a clear evidence that the book, it's called Quran, is a shish kebab falafel. The Muslims, they have their hands all over it and they made salad with it. Same time, just to show you something very silly. Anyone notice something stupid more than just today I completed your religion for you? Anyone notice something? Who let us see, who of you is a thinker? What happened after he says today I completed your religion for you? What happened? Anyone notice? Look what happened. He just said today I completed your religion for you. This should be the last verse in the book. Like the end, like in the old days, the movies, they say the end, so people start leaving this theater. They don't stay sitting waiting for something to happen. The end. Muhammad, he just said the end, and then he continued talking, and he's saying, look at this. But if you are hungry, brother, yeah, if you are hungry, you can eat. Look, I thought it's completed. Why you are adding more? Do you see what I'm saying? He just said today I completed. Everything is complete, perfect. That's it. When we say completed, that means it's completed. That's it. There's no more to add. But he continues saying, and by the way, if you are hungry, you can eat. Are you God or you are a Christian prince who forgot something and he need to mention it? Hey, Christian prince, hey guys, don't forget to download my video. Today my time is completed. By the way, God bless you and bye bye. By the way, don't forget, if you are hungry, you can eat sandwich. What is that? Is it completed? It's not completed. And then we have the rest of the Quran. And then after that, they ask you about what to eat. I mean, I thought it's completed. Just the verse after it. all of this. I mean, so we have hundreds of chapters after this, and yet it is completed. So the Quran is not a legitimate book to prove anything, except that this is a shish kebab falafel book. Many people played with it, and nobody knows what was the original of it. And obviously, the original is silly too. So now, based on what we saw, and not to forget the scientific miracles of the Quran, the Muslim they claim about to be false and the fraud. Allah even don't remember which one He created first: the stars or the trees, the grass or the trees, the water or the stars. Allah think the sun set in murky water. Allah He think that the man have a sperm and the sperm became a dead blood, and that the blood became a human. Forget about all of this. But how can God be silly and He do not know what He's talking about? When you say today I completed my favor upon you, and we see a Muslim in the chat saying, oh, we move this verse and we put it in the front, that's mean you Muslims, you are corrupting your book, if this book is not originally corrupt. Because if Allah He put it in a place, did He put it because of a wisdom, or because He's silly stupid and you decide that this is better for it to be there? You know what I'm saying, guys? If Allah He is God and He said this verse in a certain place, who are you to change it? Are you fixing the wisdom of your God? Are you saying that your God, like He is not wise, and I am going to fix the problem? I'm going to fix it, put it there, because there it's better. It was inspected by Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet. Guys, it was inspected by Prophet Muhammad. You know what? I will shave my 1 million foot beard if you can show me how the Prophet inspected that. Do you dare to show me the proof? Guys, the Prophet inspected that. Now look, you made it even more horrible. Because if the Prophet, he is the one who says to you, move it there, that means the Prophet is correcting Allah. Correct, people? This guy is supposed he's trying to defend, which is a false defense, because there's no proof of such a thing. Secondly, if Muhammad he did that, that is even more horrible. Because if Allah gave it to you in a certain time, then you should keep it in the certain place as Allah gave it to you. I just showed you that Allah, he don't like those who change the location of the words. Do you see it? So there is no way Allah will be satisfied with the one who changed the location of the words. Look, nope. Allah wanted it in that order, obviously. Where is that? This is the order of Uthman, you idiot. Sorry to say the word idiot for you, you don't deserve it. First of all, this is not the order of your prophet. This is the Quran of Uthman. Uthman, he put it in that order. Show me the order of the prophet. Go ahead. Who is a Muslim want to show me the order of the prophet? Where he said do this and that. Do you have the Quran of Muhammad? Uthman, he burned all the other Quran because they are different. And he collect the Quran as he wish. So this is all is a false, silly argument. This poor kid is trying to find a reasoning, but it doesn't work. Obviously, your God Allah himself saying, you know, those who they are doing this, who change the look. You see, the Muslim, they say that the Bible is corrupt, but the fact the Quran saying they just change the location of the words. And guess what? If you go behind the story, you will find that a guy, he put his finger on the word. He did not even replace it. He just put his finger. If you go and read the interpretation for this verse, you will see it is about a Jew who he put his finger in the top of the word, which is about stoning to death, to hide it. He did not change the location of the book. So how if you put your finger over a word, it's a change and display of words, but if you change the whole verse, is not. And yet you're excused saying that Allah Prophet, he allowed that. That means Allah Prophet, he didn't respect Allah as God. Because who is more authority? The Prophet or the God? If I am a supervisor and I work as a, let us say, supervisor of the servants in a palace, and this palace have a king, and this king, he says to me, Christian Prince, don't move this from here to there, or I want you to put it there. After the king leave, I say to the servant, hey, move it, put it there. Obviously I disrespect the king, and if the king he heard about what I just did, he would punish me. And as you see, when they display the words from their right place, they disobey. And here in Muslim they put Muhammad. It doesn't say that. I mean, they insert Muhammad in everywhere. The one who displays the words from their location, he is disobeying God, and he's making mockery of God. Do we have any Muslim to call? Now we continue. When the Muslim they say that God he can and God he cannot, I want to show you the verse after this, so you will see that the God of Islam he cannot. Look what it says here. This is the verse after it. Oh, who you believe, or who, sorry, oh, who, oh, you who have been given the scriptures, the Jews and the Christians, believe in what we have revealed to who? To Muhammad, confirming what is already with you. Hold on, 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 hold on. Anyone just saw something stupid here? Anyone just saw something not only stupid, it's astonishing stupid. Who noticed? What is the astonishing stupid here? Somebody tell me. It is with you already. It's with you. It's with you now. So confirming what is, but the verse before it, he is talking about those who displays the word from their book. And he is using the word in Arabic, yuharrifun. Yuharrifun in Arabic mean changing place, but it's corruption. They corrupt. So how did you just accuse them that you are that they are corrupting, and you are saying I confirm what is with you? I mean, who is the stupid here? The verse before it, he is accusing them of corruption. The verse after it, he confirmed what is with them. That is a God who we call him Mr. Drunk. Mr. Drunk is talking. And the disaster is not stopped. Look at this. So believe in what we sent to you, which was Muhammad. Before we efface faces by making them like the back of the neck, without nose, mouth, eyes, etc. Okay, hold on. The guy who was saying Jesus, why Jesus cannot be God? He says Jesus cannot be born, or God cannot be born. He said God cannot eat. He said, but let me tell you something. God, the number thing God he cannot be is being stupid. What this threat is about? I mean, this is the most hilarious stupid threat ever I heard of. If we don't believe in Muhammad, Allah will erase our nose, our mouth, our eyes, and he will put it in the back. And guess what? Allah, he made a threat. Aka Muhammad, Aka Allah, they are one person. But where is the threat? Where is the one Christian who Allah erased his eyes and his nose and his mouth? Can you name one for me? They did not believe. You just told them, if you don't believe, believe now, but before it's too late. Allah will, and a Muslim, he might say to you, this is in the judgment day. It doesn't know, because he's saying to you the same as he did to the Jews who broke the Sabbath. He cursed them and he made them pigs and monkeys. So this is not about the judgment day. Do you see it? If Allah is God and he threat the Christians, okay, if God now, if Allah is God and he talked to Christian Prince, he's Christian Prince, you have 5 minutes to believe in Muhammad, or I'm going to erase your face, nose. I don't like my nose, by the way. I mean, man, but sometimes it's useful. Yeah, you can smell the silly Quran with it. So I will erase your nose, I will erase your eyes, I will erase your mouth, and I wait 5 minutes and I keep laughing at Allah and nothing happened. That's mean Allah is a false God, because the one is talking here is Allah. This is not someone else. The one who made the threat, this is not the Prophet, this is not a companion, this is not a Muslim calling Christian Prince saying if you don't believe in Allah right now you will die. This is not. This is Allah himself saying to all the Christians, all the Jews. Any Muslim have any comment? So the reason I'm mentioning this to you, like, what does have to do with Jesus being God or not? Jesus, he do and he say what he do. You see how we prove that Jesus is God? It's not by those items they are saying here that God cannot be. Oh, let me tell you something. Well, man cannot be born of a virgin. That's not normal. Man cannot be alive for thousands of years. He cannot. Man cannot be in the sky right now and I am down on earth. Why I'm not there? Man cannot forgive sin, and this is what Jesus did. Man cannot create from the mud the bird and he make it alive. Man, he cannot make a blind man who is born a blind see. Man cannot tell you what you had in your house. Man, he cannot be pure, for every man is a sinner. Man cannot control the nature. Man cannot control and read the human being mind. This is Jesus, my friend. Jesus ate, he slept. When he was asleep, he controlled the nature. In his sleep, the storm was going and everybody was scared, and he told them, okay, come to me, walk in the water. That is Jesus. So what is slept? He coming in the flesh. And as long as we are talking about the flesh of a man, isn't it Allah himself, he looked like Jesus according to Muhammad? Look at the hypocrisy of the Muhammadan when they speak about Jesus. Muhammad is warning the Muslims about someone he is supposedly the Antichrist. Hey Muslims, why there is Antichrist? There is no anti-Muhammad. If Shaitan is the Antichrist, okay, I mean Shaitan is fighting for possession of God. Why is Antichrist not anti-Muhammad? You see, when we say, okay, when we have two presidents talking, like, okay, yesterday I was talking against Trump. Trump did not respond to Christian Prince because the Christian Prince is not important for him. As simple as that. I mean, who is this guy, Christian Prince? He is just a citizen in my country. I am the king of this country. He's no one. As simple as that. But if Trump, he said, I am going to be anti-Christian Prince, that means he made himself fighting the one who he think the most dangerous thing, the highest. So we became now, like, obviously one of us is so high to the point I became his anti. Why the Shaitan, the Satan, is not anti-Allah? Any Muslim knows? Why the Shaitan is not anti-Allah? Who is a Muslim know the answer? Why Shaitan is not anti-Allah? Why is anti-Jesus? Remember, Muhammad is the highest prophet in Islam, which means Jesus is nowhere to be close. But yet the Muslim, they believe that Shaitan is antichrist. He's not anti-Muhammad. He's not even anti-Allah. What the Muslim will say? I will tell you what they will say. Allah knows best. Because Muhammad is nothing but a counterfeit. You know what counterfeit, right? It's aftermarket, like you know, in the fake market, they make product which is fake, like fake Rolex, fake. He copied those stories, he copied names from other belief, and he put them in his religion. He don't know what he's talking about. Why this person is antichrist? And this person, not only he is a powerful, Muhammad, he claimed that this person, if he cut a human being, 2 pieces, he can glue him together. After he cut you to pieces with his sword, he can put you together. This person, the Antichrist, he can order gold and silver to come from the ground. He just point his finger at the ground, and the ground will start bursting out gold and silver. This man at the Dajjal, which is equal to God, or he making himself equal to God, which is equal to Christ, he can control the nature, storms, cloud, sun, moon. But look what happened. The Prophet said, I have told you so much about the Dajjal that I am afraid you may not understand. The Antichrist is short-hinted, willy hired or haired, one-eyed and an eye sightless, and neither protruding nor deep-seated. If you are confused about him, know that your Lord is not one-eyed. Who is the Lord he is talking about? Muslims, who is the Lord Muhammad is speaking about? Any Muslim? They will say Allah, but that will be stupid, because this guy, he will claim that he is the Messiah. The Dajjal, his name is not Dajjal, his name is Al-Masih Dajjal, which means the false Messiah. So why he is comparing between him and the look of Allah? Look at this. Do you see, guys, the word the Masih? Do you see the word Masih? You see it, right? I mean, even in English, Al-Masih. Al-Masih is an Arabic word coming from the Christ in the Hebrew, the Messiah in Hebrew, Masih. So the Messiah at Dajjal. So what this guy he is claiming to be? He's claiming to be the Messiah. Are we clear? So he's trying to replace who? The Messiah. Okay. So what do you mean that Allah is not one-eyed? Huh? The correct transliterate of Jesus Christ in Arabic, Yeshua. In Hebrew, it is Yeshua. Yeshua in Hebrew, Yeshua. Yeshua. This is how we write it down. But try to focus with me, please. But as long as you are talking about the Messiah, we will let it go. Yeshua. So here what we have a problem. We have a big problem. Muhammad, he is just confirming that by when the person he say that he is the Messiah, he is God. Did he say that? Be my witness, the hadith in front of you. Muhammad is comparing between who? Between the false Messiah and Allah. Do we understand, guys, what I'm saying? Anyone he is not, so I can explain more. Okay, let us say we have somebody claiming to be you, okay, and he will go to your let's say grandparents who never saw you. You are born in different city, different town, different country, and then you call them. You say, hey, like let's say you send them letter. There is no internet, there is no photos there. So you send them a letter, says, my grandpa, my son, my father, my son will come to you, and the way to this, there's a guy, because there's a guy he claimed to be him. He's a scammer, he's a fraud. He will come to you and he will claim that this is your grandson. Don't believe him. For my son he looked like this, and that one he looked like that. The difference between them only is one eye. That's mean Allah is a man. Are we clear? What is the difference between the false Messiah and the real Messiah? One eye. But Muhammad saying, your Lord Allah is not one-eyed, while the Messiah, the false Messiah, Dajjal, which means the fraud, Dajjal mean a fraud, liar, while the false Messiah is one-eyed. He just confessed and he just admitted that Muhammad saying that the Messiah is God. Because this compare should not happen between Allah and the false Messiah. It should happen between the false Messiah and the real Messiah. Isn't it the real Messiah is going to come back? The Muslim, they say yes. Okay, the Messiah who is going to come back. And the false Messiah, he will claim to be the Messiah. What does this have to do with Allah? And Allah, look. And the false Messiah, he is a man anyway. He looked like a man. We have a guy, his name is Muhammad Iqbal. He keeps saying he want to talk to me. Let us see what he wants. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Muhammad, how are you?
Hello?
I hear you, Mr. Muhammad. Go ahead. You are live on air. What do you want to say?
Yeah. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, CP. How are you?
I'm fine. Go ahead. What do you want to say to us?
Actually, I've been watching your videos for over 2 weeks. And I'm from originally actually from Pakistan.
You're welcome. No problem.
And I never imagined the things I somehow accidentally I ended up watching videos from Sam Shimon, then David.
My friend, go directly to the topic. I don't care you watch to who, Sam Shamoun. There's many, you know. But what do you want to say to me? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I would like to ask us a question. Actually,
what do you think about our topic? What do you think about what we show on the screen? As long you want to.
Yeah, I'm actually, you know, I'm baffled to learn those things. I never learned when being here because no one ever discussed me, and I'm shocking. I'm checking the references, all those things that I think that I've been deceived for years in my life, along with for all my life that I'm now checking the references. I'm going through that, how I've been deceived when it's come to translation too, how the Muslims are translating now.
But you are a Muslim. But you are a Muslim.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm shocked those things that how this can be happen. That I thought maybe this is the truth. I'm following the Islam actually, and I never imagined.
You know, but I don't know. I remember like always you text in the chat saying you want to call me as if you are like challenging me or something. So I'm not sure like when this has changed on you, like when you start saying that there's somebody lying to you. Because as I remember, you were texting saying
I started watching a video about 2 weeks, and I can tell within a week actually figured it out. Somehow it changed my mind. In the first week, I thought I have to call you and I have to challenge you to, hey, no, you are wrong actually. But now I'm checking the references, and I'm shocked. I'm going to all my alims and all the people who know the Quran actually, and when I ask the question, they have no answer. They are failed to explain me that what's going on. And I'm glad that my kids are actually they are understandable. Actually, they are between 20 to 14 years old, and they are my wife. She can also understand English. And we are checking the reference. We're shocked to see how Muhammad used to beat his wife. He has sex slaves, and all the words that yesterday one of the Muslim call you, and when you showed him about he can learn about nikah actually. Now my kids and my wife, they know actually what does actually nikah mean. al-Nuqa. And we are shocked to learn those things that no one ever taught and no one want to discuss. And actually, because I was trying to call you about in the first week that to challenge you to correct you that I might know something, but now I realize within the next week that I don't know anything about Islam.
Exactly.
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking you, because you keep text saying like you wanna challenge me, you are wrong. So now I'm surprised that you are saying the opposite, because a week ago I see your text in the chat and you were like challenging and you're wrong. Call me if you can. Do you like what? So now you switch your mind and you find that this is true, right? We lost him. You know why we lost him? Because we didn't say inshallah before we call. And let's call him again. Yes, Muhammad.
Hello.
Yes, Muhammad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I was just straight denial. Whatever you were saying, actually, when I say, this guy is talking exactly from the references. Why should I not just go and check the references?
Right.
And when I went there and checked the references, I was like baffled. I was shocked. Oh my God. No, why? I don't know why they never discuss this type of thing. Maybe the Muslims are ashamed. And within 2 weeks, I can tell my kids and my wife too. We are so glad that I found this channel and I was able to learn a lot of things. And now we are changing. We are trying to change that. I know at this position, we are from the country. Actually, we cannot discuss these things very openly. We can only raise a question, but we cannot criticize openly. And I would just say thank you so much for your effort that what you are doing, and we are able to learn a lot of things about
so, Muhammad,
Islam.
Did you decide? You said you and your family to leave Islam. Did you decide to leave Islam?
Oh, we already left. Actually, we from the previous about 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, we decided that we are following a false religion and a false prophet. The prophet who's just greedy about women, sex, money, and there's nothing actually to talk about when you talk about the Kaaba. And I'm shocked actually. I'm definitely, my wife and we 3 kids actually, so we are total 5. Now my brother is also watching your videos, but he doesn't speak English well, so I'm just trying to help him. But he's a hard-headed, but I always try to find some truth, and I'm glad I was able to find some truth. And it's really hard to because we were always brainwashed to the Muslim from the childhood that Jews are your enemy, they are worse, the Bible is changed, and that's true. We never find any verse in the Quran that says that equal to the Jesus verse says, love your enemy, pray for them. In the Quran, you can find this type of verse that the show a love affection for the others. Quran is not even close to those verses. We have a fabulous stories about Muhammad, which is a false prophet. I have to admit now at this moment, who's a false prophet that the old lady trashing, throwing the garbage on the prophet. He's passing the street. And about Bilal, he used to be abused by his honor, and but we don't know exactly the whole story about what happened with Bilal. I never learned from school actually when I was in school actually, but now I'm learning from you actually, and I was really shocked why I never learned from Muslims those things.
You see, Muhammad, I think I have a degree in Islamic law, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my degree never helped me to understand anything in this cult. Because in Islamic school, what they say to you? The Prophet is amazing. Islam is wonderful. That's it. So you learn nothing from Muslims, because everybody's saying the same. Muhammad is the most amazing. Quran is perfect. So anything I learned, I did not learn because I graduated and I have a degree in Islamic law and I can be a judge in Islamic court, but because I work so hard, reading, studying, researching. This is my own work. This is not a teacher teaching me. So what we are doing here, we are showing people what actually happened, and took me a lot of study, a lot of work. As you see here, Bilal said to Abu Bakr, if you have bought me for yourself, keep me for yourself, but if you have bought me for the sake of Allah, let me go for the sake of Allah. Muhammad died and Bilal is still a slave. He never freed him. They give us speeches about Bilal, the first one who go for adhan. Do you know that Muhammad, he never called for adhan ever once? Never. Muhammad, the prophet of Allah, never said Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Never. Why? Why? Because this was the job of the slave. The white man Abu Bakr, the white one Umar, those Arab men, they are white. They are asleep and they are snoring, and the poor Bilal go to the top of the roof saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Muhammad never, and I change any Muslim to explain to me why Muhammad is a prophet of God, but yet he never called the call of God. Why he never go and do adhan? And I'm talking specifically about that.
I thought the same thing. And I'm really shocked. My wife, my kids, and that why he never called. Why he's any other ashabas? Why they never call for prayer early morning?
Bilal is, he ordered Bilal. Even the hadith says that Allah Prophet, he ordered Bilal to call for order. He did not say, Bilal, please go up to this roof. And Allah Prophet, he ordered Bilal. So Bilal is not given an honor to call for the adhan. He was ordered. As simple as that. My friend Muhammad, I'm really happy that you and your family, and you said you are 5 of you left Islam, and a week ago you were like, you want to challenge me, you want to prove me wrong. But I'm really happy that you guys you left Islam. But what about Christianity?
We are reading actually Bible and trying to understand actually, and to be honest, before that we never thought about this way, but since now we know how bad teaching of Islam is. And I also last night I was watching Ayaan Hirsi Ali's conversations.
Who?
Ayaan Hirsi Ali.
Yeah, I don't know who is that. I'm not sure.
She's a, I think, Somalian Muslim convert. She's now atheist, and she talk about Ayaan Hirsi Ali. She talks about the mentality of the Islam from childhood to the death. Actually, the Islam focus only on the afterlife, but never focus on the real life, that you have to excel yourself here too, to adjust with your society. Islam never try to assimilate, and those things I never thought about before that. But now I would say, my whole family actually, we are out of Islam because it's not the religion that we expect that. And the second thing, yesterday when you were talking with the brother, you showed about the privileges of Islam, Prophet actually.
Right.
So can you send me the Saudi Arabia link to my Skype actually, so I can go and check the 13 privileges of Prophet?
Yeah, okay, I will do that. The one if you like a woman, he have to take her.
Yes, and you can send me the privileges link too, so I can go and check, because I know I can read Arabic, but I cannot understand actually.
No problem.
And because my first language is Urdu, then my second language is English, and I know a little bit Arabic, but I can translate easily. That's not a problem. So I tried to talk with the alim about those privileges, and he was, no, we don't want to talk with you. We don't want to talk with you about these things. And they're like running away. I say, I'm asking a question about Islam. It's written in the books, and you are straight denying what is the reason why you don't want to talk about those things.
Well, they are very embarrassing, and if they want to talk about it, it's. I mean, this topic you should hide, otherwise people they will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. You see, we are not. I'm not like I say, like you as a Muslim, if I'm coming from a Muslim family, I always say to the Christians, love the Muslims, never hate them, because as you see, here we go. Mr. Muhammad, a week ago, he was angry from me. He want to prove me wrong. Christian Prince is wrong. Maybe he's saying to himself, this guy is a liar. He is not being honest, etc. But then, you know, things will change because he saw that this is the truth. This is what's happening. This guy is not making things up. It's there. It's in front of me. And he is even showing the reference one by one in the screen. And then he went and he checked it out. And it turned to be true. So what we will do? The only way is either I, go blind. I say I did not see nothing. I did not hear anything. And Muhammad is still a good guy for me. Or I have to make a decision and I leave this cult. And here we go. Glory to the Lord. We have Muhammad and his wife. 5 of them. I don't know. The rest are your kids, Muhammad. The rest of the 5.
Yeah, 14, 17, and 20.
That's wonderful. So you see, here we go. They are actually more lucky than you. They did not waste their time and their life when they get older, praying to the false god, right? So
yeah, I mean, my wife, she used to wear veil actually, and now she's considering to take off so she can feel free herself actually.
You see, man, the veil, Muhammad, is not what make women decent. You know that, right? A woman, she can cheat on you if she wear a veil or not. Like, if actually the veil, by the way, can be a very great way to help somebody to cheat, because with my respect, your family, I'm not talking about your family, but my wife, if I'm married and she is wearing a veil, I can see her maybe walking with a guy going in his car. I will not even know that this is her, even there is 2 meters between me and her, correct?
Yes,
because she is wearing a burqa. I cannot see her, I cannot recognize her. So this not the cloth will make a woman good or bad. Bad is bad and good is good. Everyone he do
I agree
what
with
he
you.
believe.
I always say why taqiyya exists. Even the Jesus say I already know the verse of Jesus. Yes or no. Because Christian in Pakistan, they don't swear. Right. They don't swear. They say yes or no.
Right.
And the early you were talking about the jealousy. A lot of Christians, because they lose their jobs, lose their house because of the jealousy, because the next door neighbor is Muslim, and he accused him that he disrespect Prophet, and they killed him, whole family killed him, whole village burned down, just for the one accused. It's not proven. It's not proven.
It's a way to take your neighbor down.
Now we're learning why blasphemy law exists, because Islam cannot stand criticism.
Exactly.
Islam cannot stand criticism because everything is written in Islamic books. And if you raise a question, I was really sad about, I think last year, a professor killed by his student. He was a professor at university. He was probably criticizing, not show the whole history, but the student who killed his professor, actually, he told the police actually that he was disrespecting Prophet. We don't know the whole history, but definitely maybe he was jealous of him and something that he cannot bear. And there's a lot of shit in Pakistan. People are very depressed over here, especially minorities. And child marriages are happening. I always wonder why child marriage is happening, why Muslims are killing Muslims, why Shias are killing Sunnis, why Sunnis are killing Shias. The reason, because the Prophet teaching to kill hypocrite, follow the higher number, and kill the apostate. I never imagined those things. I always say, oh, Muhammad, very good, but I can tell he was not good at all. When I check the references, what kind of prophet is this? All about sex, money.
Yeah.
But what we've been taught that he was prosecuted. But no, when I check the references through you and through David Wood, Sam Shmoon, Ayaan Hirsi, that learn, oh my God, actually, it's the opposite.
Well, my friend, I'm very happy for you. I'm just opening the website
Thank you so much for providing those references.
But my whole family, it's in Arabic. Right? Those references are
we are studying. we are studying the Bible. And my brother, his family is also watching your videos, checking the references. We never had Sahih Bukhari. We never had those ahadith in our house. And now we bought those books just to check the references to see that what we are missing about Islam.
All right. Well, I just sent you the link about Al-Qurtubi, and this is from the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is the Ministry of Islam in Saudi Arabia, and you will see there. But as you know, this is in Arabic, so you have, I don't know if you know how to read Arabic. You have to use Google Translation in order to read it. All right.
Yeah, I can type too, Ed, because I know all those
letters. I just sent you the link, exactly the one I was showing to the Muslim who left Islam yesterday. I don't know if you were listening yesterday.
Yeah, I was listening. I was listening to him.
Yeah,
I know every person can be shocked. Besides the ignorant people who are completely denial that what Prophet did.
Well, I'm glad that's people they want to challenge me, they want to prove me wrong, and they call me and then they leave us now. What do you want more? I mean, this is wonderful. God is good, my friend, and the truth will set you free. You are not leaving because of a Christian prince. You are leaving because Islam is bad. As simple as that. Right?
I totally agree with you.
All right. Well,
if someone else had told me about Islam, I would have left maybe years ago. I've been deceived by this religion for years and years and years.
Well, deception is over, and now we have the truth, my friend. And that's why I'm here. I'm spending my time. You see, sitting here is not really. It doesn't make my day good, because I get angry, I get upset. I mean, people, they say stupid things sometimes. I mean, it's a headache. But my pleasure is to see people leaving this cult. And my pleasure became so beautiful, so nice. I forgot all the things I did when I see somebody accepting Christ as a savior. So I hope soon I will hear from you, Muhammad, you and your family, that you decide to accept Jesus as your Lord. And you feel free to call me if you decide to announce yourself to be as a Christian, or if you have a question about the Bible, I will be happy to help you if I can, as in the best I can,
I only have the problem with the Trinity, but I watched your video yesterday.
Right.
And it little bit explained to me actually that how can I believe actually it's in the Quran. Trinity is in the Quran. You were just talking about actually.
Well, the Trinity in the Quran is about, like the Muslim, they say that how someone can be one and yet he's three, right? So the Quran, I use the verse from the Quran to explain how somebody can be three in the same time he is one. But the Quran always, Trinity is wrong. Everything in the Quran is wrong. But the Quran, one of its contradiction, it says that Trinity is wrong. Actually, in the same verse, Allah, He says that Trinity is wrong. His same verse, it says that there's a Trinity, because He, in the same verse, chapter 4, verse 171, says that Jesus, the Messiah, He is a three in one. So how you say no Trinity, but yet in the same verse you say Jesus is the three in one, and the verse in the front of everybody. This is a Muslim translation, not my translation. Jesus in the Quran, chapter 4, verse 171, it says, hey Christians, don't commit executing religion. Here, say no Trinity. Don't say Trinity. There's no Trinity. But look what he said. Christ, Isa, the son of Mary, was a man. So he's a man. And he is the word of God. This is two. And he is spirit proceeding from him. Look how he is one, yet he's a three. He is the word. He is the man. He is the spirit. All of this is Jesus. Yet the Muslims, they want to debate us that it's impossible to be three in one.
I'm shocked when I read those references, and I remove those deceiving brackets from the translation.
All the actually all the translation is deceiving anyway, but we use their deceiving translation to get them busted. Even with deceiving translation, we are winners.
Yeah, even I'm shocked, and like when you were saying yesterday, even if even the scholars are bragging about how good the Islam is trying to defend in their ahadith and tafsirs, what was in reality, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how this prophet fake prophet. I have no shame to add. Fake prophet was trying to what he did in the past in the 7th century.
Yeah. Well,
And
Muhammad,
I also learn about because now I start to learn a history of hadiths and tafsirs and your videos, David Wood videos, and Bill Warner's. Actually, I learn actually the crusades. The crusade happened because of Islam, not because of they were fighting with each other.
Muhammad, I'm really happy that you call me, but I hope that soon you will accept the Messiah, because let me tell you something. Today, me and you are going to sleep. There's no guarantee that neither me or you will wake up in the morning. Nobody knows, right?
Yes.
And salvation is not something to joke around. As long as you made a decision that Islam is not, there's no salvation from the skull, there's only hell. And as long you said you start, you and your wife and your family, reading the Bible, I pray that you will come to a conclusion, because I want you to be convinced. I want you to be a true believer. We don't believe in someone saying Shahada as Muslims. We don't believe in that. You have to believe in your heart in Christianity. So you have to believe in Christ from your heart. But I advise you not to waste time. Not to waste time. Do what you need to do. Study what you need to study. But you have to make decision, because time is not something we own. We don't own it. We are in a process machine. It's called time. Yesterday I was a kid. Today I'm a man. Tomorrow I will be old. The day after I'm dead. And maybe many of us, they die even in a very young age. Even some they die as a child age. So your soul will be taken from you, and you have to make a decision where you want to be and what you believe. Either you want to be an atheist who don't believe in any God, or you believe in God and you have to choose who is your God. And I think from what I heard from you, you still believe in God, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, and Christ is a very possible like for you to believe in him, because obviously I think I cannot find better name than his name to follow or to accept. So you need to come to a conclusion. If you cannot say now I accept the Messiah as Savior, I will be happy to hear from you soon. You and your family, you can call me, and if you have a question about the Bible, I will be happy to help you. But don't wait for long, because
no, it's not gonna be.
Yeah,
if I can decide to leave this cult, I have to add this cult. Sorry, it's really hard to say this word. I have to leave this cult within 2 weeks, and we are just reading Bible, whole family, and trying to understand, and also checking the references. And I have to add also that Google, peace be upon him, I heard a lot of time from you, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Google, peace be upon him, is better than the Prophet of Islam, actually, who taught us nothing but Google, peace be upon him, taught so many things that helped me out to find the truth, actually, that Islam is a completely, definitely a cult.
All right. Well, thank you, Muhammad, for calling. I'm happy that you left Islam, you and your family. 5 people left Islam today, as we heard, and that's wonderful. And I will be happy to hear from you again that you accepted Christ very soon.
Yeah, if I need any question, any references, I can text you. Yeah, on Skype, right?
Yeah, I have. Yes, sure. You can call me. No problem. You can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Muhammad. All right. God bless you and your family. All right. We pray that Muhammad and his family, 5 members, and I think he said there's one more. I think, I don't know, his dad, or he is in the house too. He don't speak English. He is explaining to him. So 5 of them, they left Islam already. And we pray that soon they will accept the Messiah as their Lord, as their Savior. To the Lord we pray. Please put this gentleman in your prayer, and let us hope that he will come to the Messiah. In the front of us, we have in the screen, I put a comment of a Muslim says, I'm proud Muslim. Islam is the most rational religion. I will shave my 1 billion foot beard if you can show me how Islam is rational in any way. Not only the most rational, if Islam have anything to do with rational. Can you call me and show me one thing in Islam is rational? What rational? I don't think you know what rational mean. I was just showing the gentleman who left Islam with his family that your prophet, one of his privilege, that if he see a woman walking by, her husband must divorce her so he can have her. Is that rational? Muhammad, he went to the house of his own son and he flirted with the wife when she was in the husband of in the house of the husband. Is that rational? وقال مقاتل زوج النبي صلى الله عليه زوج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم زينب بنت جحش من زيد فمكثت عنده حين ثم إنه عليه السلام أتى زيدا يوما يطلبه فأبصر زينب قائمة كانت بيضاء جميلة جسيمة من أتم نساء قريش فهويها وقال سبحان الله مقلب القلوب فسمعت زينب بالتسبيحة فذكرتها لزيد. And you are talking about rational? The Prophet of Allah, he came once to Zayd looking for him. What? And what happened? And he saw Zainab and she was standing and she was very white and very big, and she is from the most beautiful women of Quraysh. فهويها, so he fell in love with her. A prophet of God fell in love with married women. She is married to his son. Who is saying that? This is a Christian Prince. This is your book. This is Al-Qurtubi, and this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Ministry of Islam. And he flirted with the women. I don't know what happened to my mouse. I lost control. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Come on. There we go, finally. What is that? And you are telling me Islam is the most rational religion? What is rational? The one you send me, Danish, whatever his name. There's many names there. I don't know if which one of them, but anyway, he can try. Islam is the most rational. What is rational about it? So as you see, those who they are putting rules how Jesus can be God and how Jesus cannot be God, they go blind when it's come to Muhammad, and all their rules is nothing but a fabrication and fictions. And let me show you, because until now we did not show you really the real evidence that Jesus must be God. Look what the Quran said. This is the Quran speaking about Jesus. Look at this. Jesus is a messenger. Okay. But this messenger, he can make from the clay a figure of a bird, and he breathed into it, and is going to be a living bird. And then they add by the leave of Allah. What is confirmed here? Let us analyze this. What is confirmed is that by Allah's leave, Jesus can create from the mud a bird, and from his breathing life is created. Okay. Is that a miracle to prove that Jesus is a prophet or Jesus is God? Who is a Muslim want to help us? Is a miracle will make me as a Christian believe that Jesus is God or Jesus is a prophet? If that will make me believe that Jesus is prophet, well, obviously Allah is wrong, because that made me believe that Jesus is God. For now he can create as God. He create from the breath of Jesus. Life is created. Why? Who as a Muslim can tell us how and why from the breath of Jesus life can be created? Any Muslim? Anyone? We have a Muslim here. Let's see what he want to say. He asked us to add him and call him. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, my friend, you are live on air. What do you like to say to us?
I would like, I don't want to say anything, but it's like, I believe in God, just like you know. And every time, I don't know how to say it, but I love Christians, I love Jews, I don't care. So I'm just curious about how do you think Islam is like false or the wrong religion?
Okay, you are a Muslim, right?
Yes,
right.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. You just said that you love Christians and you love Jews, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, by saying that, you just decide that you are not a Muslim no more. Do you know how?
No. Just listen to me, okay?
Yeah.
Like the Christian believe in the same God as we.
No, we don't.
Only the.
No.
Yeah, I believe in all prophets. It's like,
okay, no problem. But forget about this now. We will talk about it. Now, you said you love the Christians, you love the Jews, correct?
Yeah, tell me, prove me I'm wrong.
All right, no problem. I want you to read for me this verse. Do you see my YouTube in the screen?
No, I don't think if I can do this. Like,
okay, I can give you a link if you want, and you can open the link in your side. Is that okay?
I've the Quran with me, if it's in the Quran.
It is okay. Chapter 58, verse number 22, and this is the link. I will send it to you.
What do you say? It's like
chapter 58, verse number 22. I send you a link. You can all click at the link and open it if you want. And this is an Islamic website, not my website.
Wait 1 second. Because I'm from the Netherlands, so then I have like the.
No problem. I have my books translated to your language. You can read.
Okay, like the 22 verse, right? From Al-Mujadila.
Mujadila, correct.
Okay.
Okay, read it. Go ahead. Read it and and translate to me in English. What do you understand? Does it say that those who are true believers, they will never be friends to the Christians and the Jews?
Okay, let me just give me like 5 seconds, okay?
No problem. There is somebody says kill all. Please admin block him. There's a guy I saw him saying kill all whatever. Yeah, block him please. Not only delete him, block him.
If I'm reading this, I cannot see that there is written Christianity or Judaism.
Okay, but don't be friend to those who oppose Islam, correct?
No, there's standing like you don't find any people that not believe in God, like and in the last day.
Okay. Yeah, the Muslims. You will not find from the people who believe in Allah. Those are the Muslims. And the last day, making what? Making friendship with those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. Correct?
Yeah, but it's not like making friends. It's like if you study, like, I think you're like good learner, right? You study Christianity, maybe Judaism, or maybe like Islam, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have studied it, you can see the chronicle, like, how do you say
My
that?
friend, do you speak Arabic?
You can see like the timeline. I cannot speak Arabic, but it's like,
so you are reading a translation in your language. It says don't make what with those people. What people who you cannot make with them to what you cannot make them with, like what you cannot do with them. What exactly it says in your language there?
It says like people who strive against Islam.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we can do to them?
You cannot. And it's
you cannot be what?
You cannot be friends with them.
Thank you. Thank you. But a second ago you said, you see, a second ago you said you love the Christians and you love the Jews. That means you are not only a friend now, you are a lover. You see no. He says, okay, let me ask you, are you willing to take me as a friend?
Of course.
Okay, I oppose Allah and I oppose Muhammad.
But why? Like, it's like,
my friend,
it's like,
you see, hold on. You are just saying to me why. Ask your God.
No, but wait, it's but you also like need to read like why it is in this context. You know what I mean?
We know why. It says clearly. You can read the interpretation. You will not find a true believer. This is what the verse is saying. You are reading in your translation. I don't know who's the translator in your language. You will not find a true believer from those who believe in Allah and His Messenger. One of them, just one. He make a friendship with those who are not Muslim. Let me ask you: do you have a friend? Do you have a friend? He's a Christian.
Can I say there's they just say, if you like people who strive against Islam,
my friend, anyone who refuses Islam is striving against Islam. Anyone who opposes Muhammad, anyone say I'm not going to convert, he is against Islam. Don't you know that?
Okay, but even though, they say you cannot be friends with them. Okay,
let me ask you: can you be friend? Can you be friend to your father if he is not a Muslim?
Of course, it's your father.
The same verse in front of you saying that, my friend, I don't know what your name. What is your name? Muhammad. What's your name?
My name is Danish.
Okay, Mr. Danish.
Okay, can I give you like
listen. Does it say in front of you that you cannot be a friend even to your brother and your father, your real father, in front of you in the same verse?
No, but it's you don't like, you just seeing it like on black and white, you know. If you're like a smart guy, you can see.
Okay, let me ask you. I'm not smart and you are smart. According to the interpretation, what the interpretation is saying, it says exactly what I'm saying. That if there is somebody who don't believe in Allah because they refuse Islam, because they refuse Allah, then they cannot be your friends.
But you like you're just saying like, if you're not believing, but maybe it's not. There's nothing.
Okay,
like,
let us go to the different verse. Can you open for me chapter 5 verse number 51?
Chapter 5 verse
51.
51.
Yes.
From Al-Ma'idah.
Al-Ma'idah.
51. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Until you read it, please admin, anyone who use a bad language against the Muslims, block him and ban him. Not only block him, anyone who use a bad language or violent language, we don't approve. Those are obviously not the Christians, and they are trying to make us look bad. They come with the Christian names, but they are not Christians. You please immediately block them. Okay, Mr. Danish, go ahead.
Yes.
So can you take the Christians and the Jews as a friends?
The translation is, don't use them as your protectors, and I can explain it, because if there was like a historic problem, if you understand, like in Saudi Arabia, the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims live together, right? Back in the days, is that right? Like in Mecca?
All right. No, in Mecca there's no Jews, there's no Christian. But anyway.
Yeah, well, yes, of course you can. For all the people live, you can like see the Jews and the Muslims live together in Mecca.
No, there's no Jews and there's no Christians in Mecca.
or it was
Mecca,
like
no, Mecca was either Quraysh, and those who Muhammad he called them
You
Christians. They are
have
Nasara, like Khadija. Khadija is not Nasara, is not a Christian. But anyway, what does have to
or
do? No, okay,
okay.
but you
What
cannot
was
take them as a protector. Somebody want to protect you.
wait, just let me finish.
Hmm.
What was Medina? I don't know. Like it's the first place where Muhammad was revealed to Allah.
Hmm.
There were the Jews and the Christian and Muslim people live together.
Hmm.
If you not believe me, you can search it up.
And what Muhammad did to them later, he killed them.
Okay, let me just say you something,
Hmm.
okay?
Okay.
And they were like living together, okay?
Okay.
And there were no harm to each other. They were just in love, right? Like
That's
not in love, but they
That's
live,
not
live
true.
side by
That's
side,
not true.
okay?
That's not true. That's not
Okay,
true.
just let me finish, okay?
Hmm.
If it's not true, okay.
Hmm.
But after that, there was like other people, like other barbarians that attacked, like Mecca, you know.
Hmm.
And they were like, and they
But
had
you just
like,
said he is now in Medina. He is not in Mecca. He's in Medina now.
okay, in Medina, but it was like they had an agreement, like the Jews and the Muslims to fight against other people who tried to invade Medina. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay, my friend. If somebody,
wait.
okay, no, let's make it short because you are going to tell me stories, and obviously you do not know what are you talking about. Let me ask you, where you are giving the explanation for this verse? Can you tell me, please, so we can open the book together and read together?
This is the hadith. It's like a story.
Okay, my friend, this is the hadith in front of you. I will put it for you. It says, Muhammad, he says, if I be victorious, I am going to expel all the Christians and the Jews from Jazirat al-Arab, from the Arabian Peninsula. So what do you mean, Muhammad? All the Christians are bad, all the Jews are bad. Okay, but let us say some Christians, they are bad, some Jews are bad. Why Muhammad want to expel all the Jews and the Christians? And right now we have 0 Christians, 0 Jews in Saudi Arabia.
Listen, you don't understand. You see it like on black and white, but there is a historic context.
My friend, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Show me the historic context so we can love together. The verse in the front of you, chapter 5, verse number 51. Which interpretation you'd like me to show you in the front of everybody so we can understand the historic background?
The only thing is like I don't have like all the stories I heard.
No. You just say it, my friend. You see, let us speak as adults. We are not kids.
Yeah, okay, but if you
just say it, historic. Okay.
I can search it up.
No, you do not need to search it. Where you yourself, where you learned from? Give me the name. I will find it right away. Where do you learn it from? This historic things about Islam. You get it from where exactly?
The story is about like they had an agreement and
no problem. Where you get this historic from? Which book?
I heard it in the mosque and
okay, you heard it in the mosque. Okay, let me ask you. We are talking about a verse in the Quran. It's called chapter 5, verse 51. So you as a Muslim, if you want to explain this verse to somebody, what do you do?
I will search up the story, and they say why don't you take the Jew and the Christians as protectors? Is because they had like the agreement.
Okay, where do you search the story? Where do you find it? Where do you find it? Where do you find it? Where do you find it?
Where you can find it on the internet, wherever you want.
Okay, here we go. The internet in front of me. What do you want?
Just as you say, like there
okay,
was no
give me a book. Give me a book, my friend.
Living together.
My friend, give me a book.
Yeah.
You accept. Which book you accept?
I believe like in the Quran.
I know you believe in the Quran. Which book? You told me to explain the verse. You have to go to a book. Which book you read? Which book give interpretation for the Quran you accept? Which one?
Like a lot, like the highest.
Like what?
Like I read like on the app, you know, like most the.
My friend, what's wrong? What's wrong? Relax. Breathe. Okay, what is the book you read to explain the Quran for you? Who is your scholar? The one who explained this verse for us, and I will open it and we will read together.
Okay.
Very simple.
You have like, I love the like. The hadith from Sahih International. I don't know if you know that.
There's nothing called Sahih International. What is that? You mean Sahih Bukhari?
No, Sahih International.
Sahih International is a translation. He's not a scholar. This is not a guy. This is a translation. Who is the scholar who explained the Quran for you?
the tafsir Nauman Ali Khan, like for
My friend, this is a translator. This is a translator. He is not a scholar. He is not even a sheikh. He is a translator. Okay, I'm asking you, which book will explain this verse for us? Not translate. Which verse? Which scholar? You know, Ibn Kathir, Al-Qurtubi, Jalalain. There's a scholars very well known. Which one? Huh?
I'm just saying you, like Nauman Ali Khan does also tafsir.
My friend, this guy is no one. Who is Nauman? We have a scholars. Who is this guy? This guy is still alive until now, like me. So we
Nauman Ali Khan is like
okay,
a really high.
Okay, let me ask you. Nauman Ali Khan, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Do Nauman Khan is the one you trust for tafsir?
No, I like to receive it from a lot of
oh
different
boy, I mean, look, so what I would do with you, because I want to see what you are, what this guy he said to you, so we can laugh together. Because of them, all of them agree. All those who they are Muslims agree that this is, you cannot take Christians and Jews as a friends.
Okay, but I'm okay, but let this things all put aside. Like,
no, we cannot let it out. You see, you are trying to let it out because this will expose the cult of Islam and will show that you are wrong. You said you have a friends, they are Christians, and the Quran says that the one who take them as a friends, he is one of them. The one who take them as a friend, he is one of them. He is unjust and he is one of them. He will go to hell. So by taking us as a friends, you are not one of the Muslims. You are one of us. The Quran says that in front of you.
No.
Okay, you said to me, okay, there's a book, it's called Asbab al-Nuzul. Have you heard about it?
Okay. Let me say just something. Yeah, I believe in God, right? I believe in God, just like you, and I believe in all His prophets, and I believe that the last prophet is like Muhammad, peace be upon him. Yeah, and if I go to hell because I love my people who are next to me, even if they're Christian, even if they're Jew or whatever, I don't care, you know. I just respect the people. That's what I get taught in my masjid.
Well, this is false teaching, and this is not Islam. I don't know who's your masjid. Your masjid is shish kebab. Okay, because the Prophet, he says in the Quran, chapter 9. Okay, let me ask you. Did the Quran says that you have? Okay, listen. Are you saying your Prophet is a liar?
Of course not. Of course he's not.
Did your Prophet says if you see a Christian or a Jew in the street, you have to humiliate him and you have to force him to walk in the sewage?
Yeah, but did you know why? You can search it up, like the tafsir from.
I search it up. Well, no, they are because they are a Christian. Because they are Christians.
No.
Okay. Did he say any reason except they are? Did he say any reason except they are Christians?
Okay, like
okay, I want you to read for me, my friend. Can you read? Can you read the hadith in front of you? This is your Prophet talking.
I don't have like all the books in front of me. Like
I have it in front of you here in my screen. Read it. I can send you the link.
Yeah, send me the link.
Okay, here we go. You're a Prophet saying if you meet the Christians and the Jews, don't greet them, and if you see any of them in the street, force them to the sewage.
Okay, but can I like while you're sending me the link, I'm just saying I'm praying 5 times a week. I go like a lot of times to the masjid.
I don't care, my friend. This is your story. This is your story. I judge Islam by Muhammad, not by you. Maybe you are a person. Maybe your sheikh is a shish kebab sheikh. He is not true Muslim. Maybe your mosque, maybe Ahmadiyya. I don't know who they are. But this is Islam. In front of you, I have Muhammad. I don't judge you. I don't judge Islam by you. I judge Islam by Muhammad. Are you against that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Muhammad says, he says, don't greet the Jews and the Christians. So the Jews, the Christian, they have to greet you first because they are humiliated. They are not equal to you. And if you see any of them in the street, you have to humiliate them. You have to force them to walk in the narrow alley, which is the sewage. And this is very authentic. Okay. Let us say I am just a Jew. It says don't the Jews, any Jew, the Christians, any Christian. He didn't say this guy, his name is ChristianPrince, do that to him. No, the Jews and the Christians. If you meet any of them, do this to them. You said to me, you have many friends who they are Christians, but according to your Prophet, if you see a Christian, first of all, you don't greet them. Secondly, you have to push them in the sewage.
Okay, but you say that, right?
What?
You say this, but why does like the Prophet also have a lot of stories and hadith that he's just like very kind to Christians.
Where? Well, this is funny. Where? Here we go. This is Muhammad. Muhammad, you Muslims are very confused people. I feel sorry for you, because Muhammad, he had stages in his life. When Muhammad was weak, he was even friendly with the Quraysh. He don't dare to debate them. He don't dare to agree with them. Even they insult him, he leave. But because he was weak. But when he got an army, the story is different. He ordered the Muslims to go and kill every single Christian and Jew unless they pay him money. Chapter 9, verse number 29.
Yeah, but it was like when the Muslims, they came up, they get killed by the Christians, they get killed by the Jews.
Okay, hold on. I have a challenge for you. Name for me the Christians who killed your prophet army.
No, not my prophet. Like when people
No, don't give me speech. You said historical. Okay, name for me the Christians who attacked your prophet and they killed him. Who?
But you don't understand. You're trying.
No, I understand. You said they are killing. Okay, tell me who is the Christians who attack your prophet? It's your prophet who sent the 3 letters.
Yeah, but like
to 3 kings.
How can
and they are three kings, and 2 of them they are Christians, saying to them, convert to Islam or die. Is that correct or no?
No, but, you're like.
Okay, so, hold on. No, you said no. Here we go. We will show the reference.
No. What are you trying? What is your point? It's like,
my point is that you are trying to hide the truth. Your prophet, he is the one is attacking others. Nobody attack him. Aslim taslam. If you want to be safe, read carefully. Who is the one who sent someone to the king of the Roman?
Try to hide anything.
My friend, this is your book.
Yeah.
Who is the one who sent? Who is the one who sent a letter to the Byzantine emperor, saying to him, convert to Islam or die? Who is the one who did that?
I'm just saying I'm practicing Islam.
I don't care. Don't give me this garbage. You are not practicing anything. You are a liar. Just to you, because I'm showing you what your prophet did, and you say to me, I'm practicing Islam.
Yeah, but you
listen. Did your prophet in the front of your eyes? Did your prophet send a letter to the king of the Roman who never attacked Muhammad, never spoke to Muhammad, never met Muhammad? Did he send him a letter says convert to Islam or die? Yes or no?
You're always screaming like you're.
Because I'm losing my patience with your hypocrisy. Either you say yes or you say no. Did he send a letter to the king of the Roman who never attacked Muhammad, never have any business with Muhammad? Did he send him a letter says convert to Islam and you will be safe? Yes or no?
Yo, take it easy, man. I'm just saying.
No, I don't take it easy. I don't take it easy with liars. You don't dare to say yes or no. Either say yes or no.
No, I don't understand. I don't hear.
Just go. Coward liar. No, don't call me. I'm not here to waste my time screaming with kids. I'm showing it to you in the screen. I gave you the link. I call you to Islam. If you become a Muslim, you will be safe. Does it say, guys? Safe from who? This guy is an emperor. An emperor looking for safety? Aslam taslam. And if you don't convert to Islam, you have to pay me jizya. So what they try to do, they try to avoid reading their books. And they try to give me his own version. I am a Muslim. I practice Islam. I go to the mosque 5 times a day, 5 times a week, and I don't hate the Christian. I don't care who you are. Okay, maybe you are a good person. This is not Islam. Islam forbid you from taking even your father and your brother as a friends if they aren't Muslims. Chapter 9, verse 23. Why you lie? And you say to me, why you are screaming? I have to scream. Because you think by deception, you can fool us. It doesn't work with me, not with me. You see, everything I say, I put it in the screen in a second. So you say to me, I don't hate, okay, good. I'm happy that you don't hate the Christians. That's wonderful. It says that this is for a specific. That's not true. There's nothing called a specific. Here we go. This is specific here. What specific? When Muhammad he says don't okay, hold on, just to show how people they try to fool us. I'm going to go to the book of Ibn Kathir. Is Ibn Kathir, he's a Christian prince, you work for him? Let us see what Ibn Kathir is saying. Is that only for a certain time, people? No, or this is for every Christian, every Jew, every one? We will find out in a second. All right, here we go. This is the Islamic website, which is owned by the Deen Show, a very well-known Islamic website, and this is the very well-known, famous Muslim scholar Ibn Kathir. All right, okay. Whatever he say, we will take it. This is Ibn Kathir. Let us see how they lie to us, and they say, oh, this is for a specific, oh, this is not for everybody, this is for those. No, it's a lie. All who you believe, verily the mushrikeen are impure, all of them, they are najis, filthy. It doesn't matter who they are. And until now, after 1400 years, you have a sign in the highway of Saudi Arabia says non-Muslims are not allowed, Muslims only. Let me show it in the screen. You see how they lie? They say to you, this is for a specific time, this is not for now. Yeah? That was for a specific time, brother. That was for a specific time, brother. Do you see it? This is that sign made in the time of your prophet or now? When this sign is made in the time of your prophet, they have a highway, it says Muslims only, Christians only, or because they are dirty, filthy, they are not allowed to take this highway. They claim that South Africa was a racist regime, and yes, it was. And they separate between the black and white, and yes, they did. And this is a very ugly regime, and this is absolutely true. But Muhammad, he do the same. Force them to the most narrow alley, take different road. Wait, this is for the Muslims. It's in front of you. Do you see it? Why? Because the Quran says that we are najis, we are filthy, and we are, the translation says here, impure. What impure? What does that mean? What impure mean? Filthy. You people are filthy. That's what the Quran is saying. Christians, Jews, you are filthy. Hindus, Buddhas, atheists. So they are not allowed to get close. And not only that, Muhammad, he found a solution to make the Muslim rich. If you fear poverty, okay, if you fear poverty, what we would do? Go and kill the Christians. It's in front of you. Allah will find a solution. Right away, he says after it, go and attack the Christians and take their money. And feel themselves subdued. The ayah means, the ayah is mean what? The people of the book, they have to pay jizya. This is how we make you. Don't fear poverty, you will be rich. We will rich you. We will force the Christians and the Jews to walk like donkeys, and they pay you money to live. Do you see it? This guy, he said, oh, he was fighting people who they are fighting him. That's a lie. Read. Fight against those who don't believe in Allah. Don't what? Don't believe in Allah. Not those who are fighting you. Just because they don't believe in Allah. Until they pay the jizya and they have to be humiliated. Therefore, the people of the scriptures disbelieve in Muhammad. They had no beneficial faith in any messenger or what messenger brought. Rather, they followed their religion because this is confirmed with their ideas lost and their way, etc. Not because they are Allah law and religion, and they had not been true believers in their religion. That faith would be directed them to believe in Muhammad because all prophet gave good news of Muhammad. I thought, come on. So because of that, what? Because of that, we fight them and we kill them. Read carefully. Fight against those who don't believe in Allah nor the last day. Huh? from those who don't acknowledge the religion of the truth, which is Islam. Just because you refuse as a Christian to believe in Islam, we will fight you. This is honorable ayah was revealed in order to fight the people of the book after the pagan were defeated. You see, Muhammad was fighting with the pagan, and now he became strong. The people entered into Allah's religion with large numbers. So now Muhammad, he have a big army, and the Arabian Peninsula was secured under Muslim control. No Muslims, no Muslim under any oppression. They are the one controlling. So why you want to attack the Christians? Allah Messenger commanded to fight the people of the scriptures, Jews and Christians. In the 9th years of Hijrah, he prepared his army to fight the Romans. The Roman did not attack him. Do you see it? It's not the Roman who sent their army. Muhammad, he prepared his army, and he sent it to kill the Christians and the Jews. And what Muhammad he want? What he demand? He want money. Read carefully. Until they pay the jizya. The Muslim, they lie to us and they say the jizya is tax. Read carefully. Jizya is a sign of kufr and disgrace. Tax is everybody paying. It's not disgrace. The president pay tax. This is not tax. It's a jizya, which is a sign of kufr and disgrace, humiliation. Until they pay the jizya, if they don't choose to embrace Islam. So the jizya was a penalty. If you like to live, either pay or die. And here it says, read carefully, and feel themselves subdued, disgraced, humiliated, just because you don't believe in Islam. Yes, but this guy, he was calling me, I go to the mosque 5 times a day, and then I love the Christians. Okay, so thank you, but this is not Islam. So why the Muslims, they have to fight the Christians? Because they don't believe. And read carefully. Therefore, Muslims are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma. Who is the people of the Dhimma? Christian and Jews. Or elevate them above Muslims. Yeah, you cannot elevate me, and you cannot honor me, for they are miserable, disgraced, humiliated. Muslim recorded from Abu Hurairah, the Prophet said, don't initiate salam to the Jews and the Christians, and if you meet any of them in the road, force them to the narrowest alley. Do you see it? The guy, he said, this is for special circumstances. Here we go. This is the circumstances. Because you cannot elevate the Christians, you cannot respect them, you cannot respect the Jews. You have to humiliate them. And look what here it says. This is why the leader, the faithful, Umar ibn Khattab, the caliphate, who became a caliphate later, may Allah be pleased with him, demand with his noble condition to be met by the Christian, those conditions to ensure the continue of humiliation and disgrace. Do you see it? You see why I hang up on you? Go tell your stories so somebody is a fool. I spend my life studying this cult. This line, I love the Christian, love the Jews. This is work for somebody else, you know. Okay, and maybe you are honest, maybe you don't, maybe you love them. I don't know, but this is not Islam. This is not Islam. We don't allow lies to go through. We don't. You allow it, this is your business. Right? So here you see that Islam is a business. Muhammad, look, Muhammad, he have no problem with the Christians worship Jesus if they pay him money. Do you see it? What is the condition to believe, to stay alive as a Christian who believe in the wrong God, supposedly? Just pay Muhammad money. And this is a clear evidence that Muhammad is not faithful to his own God. This is why he says that Allah told him, because after he forbid people to come to Mecca, there's no money. The money became no business. So look what he says, Allah will enrich you. Allah will what? Will make you rich. How? How this will happen? Attack the Christians, attack the Jews, and take their money. They pay judges. Yeah, you live. And this is why Muhammad, he sent an army all the way to Tabuk. And the funny is, how come Allah did not support Muhammad in his attack on Tabuk? He went back and his hands is empty. And not only that, Muhammad, he said before the attack of Tabuk, he said to one of his men, attack the blonde people so you can get the blondie girls. What? Is that true? Or Christian Prince is making things up? Have you ever heard of a prophet saying to his followers, attack the Romans so you can get the blondie girls? Let me find you the reference. He used money, he used sex to seduce his men to go and fight. Let us see. A prophet of God saying go attack them so you can get the blondie girls. That's God and this is a prophet. All right. This is the same chapter. The website was frozen. Took time to open. Chapter 9, verse number 49. And let us see what it's meant. Maybe Christian Prince is making things up. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. And because of it in English, I'm showing you this. And you know what? Let me go to the Arabic one first. Give me a second. That is God. Here we go. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And look what it says. A man, he said to him, وَلَا تَبْتَلِنِي بِرُؤْيَةِ نِسَاءِ بَنَاتِ الْأَصْفَرِ وَبَنَاتَهُم. What Muhammad he said? اغزوا تغنموا بنات الأصفر يعني نساء الروم. Attack, you will win the blondie girls. He meant the Roman women. And you know what? Let me use Google browser so we can use Google translation. I'm using here Firefox because Google translation doesn't work with Firefox. All right, here we go. I will do Google translation in front of you. This is Google translation. Have nothing to do with me. As you see, This is the Muslim website. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Ministry of Islam. Translation. Where translation? Where is option to translate to English? Okay, here we go. All right. Let us see what the Prophet Google, peace upon him, will translate to us. This is the verse from the beginning. Don't seduce me by women. Okay. Muhammad seducing people by women, and Muhammad accusing the man who refused to be seduced by women, blondie girls, he is a hypocrite. Look at this. The Messenger of Allah said, attack, invade, and you will win the daughters of the yellow. This is a translation of Google. In Arabic it says, actually it says yellow, yes, correct. Attack the Roman, you will get the daughters of the yellow, which mean the blonde. They call them yellow. Do you see it? Who is the one who said that? The Messenger of Allah. The jihad was for the women, the blondie women, was not for the sake of Allah. Do you see it? This is the jihad, and this is the reference in Arabic. You can use your Google translation if you wish. He is not attacking for the sake of Allah. Go and get their money and their women. Blondie girls, he's seducing them. One of the men, he said to him, why you are seducing us by women? Muhammad, he called him hypocrite. And I challenge any Muslim to say Christian Prince is lying. And here we go, the website in front of you. And here, this is the Arabic version of it. Ighzu, invade. تغنموا بنات الأصفر. You will win the daughters of the yellow. He meant the women of the Roman. That is Muhammad. A man, he said to him, لا تفتني, don't seduce me. A man said that to Muhammad. Yes, don't seduce me by women. Muhammad accused the man who said, don't seduce us by women. He said to him, you are a hypocrite. Read, even in the Google, stupid Google translation saying that. Read. The man, he said to him, excuse me, don't taftinni. Translation is funny. Don't seduce me. Don't tell us to invoke the book so we can go, so we can sleep with the daughters of the yellow. This is a prophet of God. Who is a Muslim will say to me, you are a liar, and I can't prove it. And it doesn't say that. Anyone? That's your prophet, the one you are proud about. So, Mr. Danish, you have a lot of blondie girls there. According to your religion, attack your neighbor so you can get the blondie girls. This is your prophet. And this is the reason to attack the Roman, to reach the Muslims by taking slaves, having sex with women, and to make their money, to take their money. Am I wrong? Did I lie? The guy who said to him, don't seduce us by women, he said, they call him hypocrite. The Muslim, they call this guy hypocrite. Why? Because he said to them, don't seduce us by women. And look, one of the Muslims says to him, wouldn't you like to have some source of slave women, Byzantine? Don't you want to have women for sex from a servant? Look at the conversation. Those are the founder of Islam. Don't you like? What's wrong with you? Don't you like to have blonde women? This is a religion of God. This is a religion of God. What is the religion of Satan? The Prophet is not fighting for the sake of his God. He's fighting for the blondie girls. And because the Arab, and I am an Arab, they have an obsession with the white women. Muhammad, he promised them the hur. Why the hur promise made? Because he knew the Arab what they like. They like women. They are so white. This is why he's seducing them to attack the Roman. This is your dream. Finally, you will have a blonde woman with a blonde hair. She's very white. And look, he promised them that even Allah will produce in the heaven for them. He have a manufacturer to make women. And those women, they are going to be the kind you can see the marrow of their bones. They are transparent. And this Abdul who keeps saying to me, open this and open that, I will block you. I have a topic, you keep saying to me, open this and open that. Open Matthew, open etc. What does this have to do with our topic? What is this? You are questioning if Jesus is God. You know what? By questioning if Jesus is God or not, you just prove to us that he must be God, or he must be too good to the point people they think he is God. We are questioning if Muhammad can be even working in the post office. We are not questioning if Muhammad is a prophet or not. We are questioning how much legitimate he is to be even to trust him with a one pound, with little girl, a man who married a 6 years old girl. So while the Muslims, they are questioning if Jesus can be God or not because he's so good, so good. That's why he said to the Jews, if one of you can show me my sin, show me, go ahead. Who of you can accuse me of sin? So while we are talking about Jesus is being God or not, we are talking about Muhammad, the sick man. Even Muhammad, he encouraged his men to have sexual relationship with the children. He met a man who is crying like he's in rush to go to his house. He was actually with him in attack. They are both thieves. So he said to him, hey Jabir, why you are going fast to home? What's wrong? He said, well, I am newly married. The Prophet, he said, did you marry a young girl or an older woman? The guy, he said, a widow. The Prophet says, why you don't marry a young girl so she can play with you and you can play with her? Do you see the ethic? Do you see the ethic? The guy is happily married. What's your business? He is questioning the decision of a man who already married. He married a widow. What's wrong with marrying a widow? Muhammad himself, he married all the widows. But obviously Muhammad, as Muslim, they say themselves, he married them for political reason. He used them. No, Allah cannot support him. He need Khadija, who married 2 husbands before him. She's rich. But Muhammad, he liked the young girls, like Aisha, 6 years old. So here he's asking the guy, why you marry a widow? What's wrong with you? Don't you want to play with her? I mean, what kind of a husband, what kind of marriage this marriage is? The guy, he marry a young girl so he can play with her? We marry 6 years old to play with her? What exactly? This guy is mentally sick. This guy, he is mentally sick. He want to marry a child so he will play with her. Is that my words? It's your prophet. Is that Sahih? This is al-Bukhari. What is that? So my friend, we are not debating about if Jesus is God or not. Jesus, he proved himself by what he did, and nobody can question what he did. He is so good, and your prophet is so ugly, so disgusting. Here not only he is encouraging to have sex with the children, here he is playing the devil to divide a man from his wife. Okay, the man is happy with his wife. What's your business? What do you think if you are Jabir now and Muhammad saying to you, why you don't marry a child? You know, the guy, he will say, okay, what if you accept the idea of Muhammad? And look, the man, he is more wise than Muhammad. He said to him, oh, my brother, he died and he left many girls. No, I'm not going. I married a lady so she can take care of them. I cannot marry a child like them. Muhammad is asking him to marry a child. I dislike marrying a girl like them. Do you see it? People, do you see it? My brother, he died and he left for me many orphans. I dislike to marry a girl like them. Like who? Like the orphans. Who are the orphans? Our children. That's why we call them orphans. How this can be a prophet of God? So my friend, this is why we follow Jesus. How you can leave Jesus and you follow a man like this? Where is the ethic? This is the ethic of the devil. This is the ethic of the devil. And you see the reasoning exposing something about the personality of Muhammad. He is not saying to him, like, he's not giving a good reason. The only reason is just to play with her. Look at this. It's not like because she is smarter. No, just to play with her. The purpose of all this drama is he want to destroy the marriage of this man just because he want him to have fun with the little girl. You play with her. You can come to daddy. And I will tell you why sick men, they like to have children to abuse them, because it's very easy to control. She's a child. You scream at her, she cry. Sit down, she sit down. Take off your clothes, she take off her. She's scared, she will beat her. She's a child, she have no mouth. In the best scenario, she cry. This is a kind of mental illness. And those people, we arrest them in USA. A mature man, if he want to have relationship, he will think of a mature woman. So they can talk, they can discuss. And even she have a physical body of a woman. Please, guys, be nice to Muslims. Don't insult. We are talking about Islam. I don't like to see anyone insulting Muslims. Here, the topic is Islam, not no Muslims. Muhammad, Quran, Allah said that's it. Please don't talk about Muslims. Neither Christians, neither Muslims are perfect. All of us, we are sinners. But Islam is absolutely crazy religion, false cult. I am not against the Muslim. As you see, here we go. Today we have Muhammad Iqbal. He left Islam, and him and his 5 members of his family. So if we are going to curse them, if we are going to call them names, you know, if somebody is a liar, I'll call him liar, no problem. This is not a name calling. He's a liar. He's lying. Correct? This is not name calling. If somebody says something stupid, he's stupid. If you walk like a duck, you talk like a duck, people will call you a duck. But we focus in the topic and the person who is the founder of Islam. You see, for a long time, people they speak about Osama bin Laden. Who is Osama bin Laden? Maybe Osama bin Laden is bad, but Muhammad is not. Why you want to attack? Islam is not Osama bin Laden. Islam is Muhammad, and this is Muhammad. Muhammad is 1 billion times more worse than Osama bin Laden. Don't judge Islam by Osama bin Laden. Judge Islam by Muhammad. Judge Christianity by Jesus, not by Christian Prince. Maybe Christian Prince is a bad person. Maybe he's a liar. Maybe he's a drug dealer. But you cannot judge Christ by me. I am not the one who people follow his teaching. I am not a prophet. I am not God. I am not even a priest. I'm no one. Nobody. I am less than an insect in the front of my Lord. So if you want to judge if Jesus is God or not, go and read what Jesus said. You will see how amazing he is. Go and see what Jesus did. You will see how astonishing what he did. Compare between the wisdom of the Lord, the Messiah, and what you see in front of you. We cannot compare. This is an insult to my Lord. It's not Jesus eating food will make him God or not. It is Jesus who is holy that make him God. It is Jesus who have an ethic nobody have. It is Jesus who can do what nobody can do. Resurrecting people from death, making the blind see, controlling the nature. Even the Quran says he created from the mud a bird. He can tell you even what you had in your house. And even according to Islam, Jesus is right now in heaven listening to us. How Jesus is just a man, but he is alive for thousands of years. Jesus cannot be born and he cannot be God in the same time, the Muslim says. But how he can be born without a father, they can't explain. So how come the birth is a problem when you want and the birth is not a problem when you want? And why Jesus don't have a father? What is the purpose of that? God don't do things for no reason. And if the Muslim they want to say to us Jesus have no father because God want to show a miracle, that would be a funny miracle. I will tell you why. Because my mother now she can claim that she never met a man. Who is going to prove her wrong? You know what I mean, guys? This miracle cannot be proven. There is no way to prove it. So what the purpose of it? This miracle has a reason, and the only way to explain it is what the Christian believe. The Islamic miracle is a shish kebab. Women, she have no man, and God made her have a son. Why? I mean, what the problem if she have a man? What's the problem? He can't be a prophet unless you have. What is that? And you are asking why the Christian they believe Jesus is God. So why Allah in the Quran says that Mary she is a virgin and Jesus have no son, no father? Who is the father of Jesus? Who is my father? The one who made my mother have me. Who is that? My dad. Okay, we ask the Muslim, who is the one who made Mary have Jesus? They say Allah. Okay, that's mean that according to you, this is his father. So, you know, we are talking about silly logic, does not match anything, and their logic is against their own logic, because this is a religion which is irrational, illogical, untrue, full of lies, full of fornication, full of mad crazy stuff, seducing men to do wrong just for the sake of sex. Go attack the neighbors, go attack your country, go just to go and go do war just to get women and boys, and even heaven is disgusting. Even in the heaven of Allah is the land of slavery. 80,000 little boys will be enslaved as a lowest reward for every Muslim. 80,000. What kind of God he will make? He will give me 80,000 boy, and where those boys are coming from? And I can't be happy in heaven unless I have thousands of little children's being my slaves. What kind of joy? This joy, this is sick. Child abuse in heaven for eternity. At least on earth you are a slave by somebody, he humiliate you until you die. In heaven, no, that's it. 80,000. Do you see the number? I'm not making things up. And this is the lowest in the heaven, which means this is the bad Muslim. The good Muslim, how much will have? 80 million. This is the lowest in the heaven of Allah. You can read my books if you like to learn more. We have tons of reference about sex and Allah. This is the name of the book, and you can find it in Amazon. Anyway, guys, I think we have enough for today, and we are glad that we see every day more people leaving the cult of Islam. And trust me, Muslims, we love you. We will never hate you. And if I get angry, if I get upset, because I say to myself, how in the world somebody can be blind like that? I mean, today you are lucky, you have the technology, you have the internet. I show you before, in order to show you this reference, I have to have a big library here to open the book. Each time I want to find the hadith, I have like to spend maybe 20 minutes to find it. If I have all the books, just to find the book actually from the shelves is going to take you maybe a half hour. Today we are lucky. We put it right away in front of you on the screen. This is a blessing from the Lord, and the blessing of the Lord is giving us tools. And the funny and the amazing is that those tools are published, printed by the Muslims. Isn't it amazing? This website is a Muslim website. Before, when I used to teach about Islam, I have to go and use Arabic, and I translate my own. And the Muslim, they say he's lying. Doesn't say that. He's lying. Huh? So they publish those supposedly to make us accept Islam, but what they published make us see how ugly Islam is. I hope Muhammad and you and your wife, you left Islam already, and I hope you will decide, you will make a good decision for you and your family. And you see, as you see, if you don't love Muslims, if you speak to them with a tone of hate, then they will take it like you are rejecting them. We don't reject the Muslims. There are people like us, many good people between them, wonderful people. They cry as we cry. They get sad as we get sad. They get hurt as we get hurt. We don't hate them. They need your help, not your hate. And absolutely, we are here fighting hate. Actually, the whole purpose of this is to fight hate. As Jesus said, love your enemy, plus those who curse you. Jesus actually, he made me accept him as God by being the first to follow what he say. In the cross he says, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they are doing. He was not hypocrite. Muhammad, he said to his men, don't have sex with your wives when they have their menstruation. But Muhammad, he used to fondle his wives when they have menstruation. Don't get close to your wife, the Quran says, when they have menstruation. But Muhammad was doing it. One of the signs of false prophets, false teachers, is hypocrisy. They say something, they do something. You don't find that with the Messiah. A man, he have tons of women in his house. Why he's ordering his wife, when she have her menstruation, to round himself with a sheet so he can play with his private part with her? What is that? What is that? Yet in the Quran he says to the Muslims, stay away from the women when they have their menstruation. It's a hurt. You see it? Keep away from the women. Does it say that? Or I'm making things up? So in public he says stay away from the women when they have their menstruation. When he go indoor, he order his wife to warp herself with the sheet so he can fondle her. And the word fondle here is not really accurate. It says in Arabic, it says yubashiruni, which means you start having sexual act. Why? Where is the ethic of stay away from the women when they have their menstruation? And remember, this guy have many wives. It's not like he's a Christian guy. He have only one wife, and now he's so horny like an animal, so he cannot hold himself. He have many wives. This woman have a period. Go to the other woman. No. Put your izar, put your sheet around you. Hypocrisy, my friend, hypocrisy. Anyway, guys, did we have a good time? Did we have a good time? I hope we did. I apologize if I shout sometime, but you know, I mean, it make me angry really to see liars lying to me, to see stupidity around me. I cannot, you know, I have actually a lot of patience. And the funny, some people, they say to me, you are losing your patience. Go sit in my place for 5 minutes and let us see what you will do. We show it in the front of our face, and the guy, he don't want to read it. I don't see it. Let me tell you what I don't care who you are. Don't tell me about what you do. We are talking about a prophet. We are talking about scriptures. We are talking about something holy for you. Don't talk about you. This is not about you. This is not about me. Everything we say, I never said something, I did not put it in the screen, did I? Actually, there's many things I never mentioned here because I cannot find it on the internet. Otherwise, I have millions of things to talk about. But the second I mention it, I have to prove it. Millions. What you heard from a Christian Prince about Islam is not even 1 to 1,000,000% of what he knew about Islam. Because not everything is in English and not everything is in the internet. Someone saying invest study in the Bible so you can bring Muslim. My friend, I don't invest to study in the Bible because the Lord, he used me and he gave me answers. I don't really invest studying in the Bible because the Bible do not need really too much of a study. It is something spiritual. It's not a solid words. It is something you feel it, something you live it, something you appreciate it, and something you can see it even if you are a person who do not hardly can read and write, or maybe you do not know how to read, how to write. Not like the Quran, you need tons of people to interpret it for you. And Bible is very simple. It's a language for every human being, a farmer or somebody have a PhD. Go open any chapter of Jesus, you will see how amazing it is. Every one of us, he will have a spiritual and different way to receive it, for this is a miracle of God. It's not a solid concrete. The Bible says so. No, the Bible is made for every one of us to be a spiritual guidance. We have different shape, we have different color, we have different eyes, we have different hair, but the Bible fit with all of us. The Bible transform you. You don't transform the Bible. The Bible will change you. You don't change the Bible. So it doesn't matter who you are. So I don't invest studying in the Bible. I invest believing in the Bible. For that belief will transform me and will give me the wisdom I speak to you about. Otherwise, who is me? A man, he speak only of foolishness. My friend, we have the most beautiful, amazing, living Word of God, and he himself is the Word of God. The Messiah is the living, walking, talking Word of God. That is our Lord. This is why you see even in the Quran, Jesus did not receive messages from a guy, his name is Jibril. Why? Because he is the Word of God. According to the Quran, Jesus, he born as a prophet. He speak in the cradle as a prophet. Muhammad waited 40 years to get a guy to squeeze him, and yet Muhammad don't understand. He go to the cousin of the cousin of the cousin of the cousin of his wife, and that guy, he said to him, this is an angel. While Jesus the Christ in the cradle, he speak wisdom. How he can do that? Well, he is the Word of God. He is mature by birth. They cannot explain to us. Okay, he is just a man, but he's born a second ago and he's talking. And he's talking not saying mama, baba. He's talking wisdom, teaching the rabbi. This is your Quran. He's mature. Muhammad 40 years and yet he is not mature. He is still after kids to have sexual relationship with them. My friend, Muslims, Christ the Messiah, he loves you, and because he loves you, he invites you to his kingdom. Until his kingdom come, until your soul is taken from you, you have a chance to accept him and to be saved. And as you see, Muhammad cannot save you. He cannot. Thank you for being here. May the Lord bless you, and may the Lord forgive us all for the sin we do every day. And remember, Christians, remember, Muslims, all of us, we need salvation. All of us, we are sinners. All of us, we do bad. And the good of us is ugly compared to the glory of the Lord. So don't be proud about who you are. Be proud about who you follow. And the question is, can you really be proud following Muhammad? I don't think so. Can I be proud following the Messiah? Absolutely. And this is why the Messiah, he said, from their fruits you shall know them. So you want to know who is Muhammad? See his fruits. You want to know who is Jesus? See his fruits. The fruits, my friend, is going to tell us if Jesus is God or not. Same as is going to tell us if Muhammad is a prophet or not. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Until we see you soon again. Don't forget to download the video. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. And see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.